Today in the battle arena, we've got a 2-on-2 matchup. In one corner, got the Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader, Batman, teaming up with Deathstroke, the Terminator. Which, really, what a potent duo. But they're taking on an equally dangerous team, Wolverine and Deadpool. Who comes out on top? Well, that's what we're here to find out. So the first ones to enter the ring, Batman and Deathstroke. And let's meet our fighters. Bruce Wayne, who witnessed the murder of his billionaire parents as a child, swore to avenge their deaths. He trained extensively to achieve mental and physical perfection, mastering martial arts, detective skills, and criminal psychology. Costumed as a bat to prey on criminals' fears, and utilizing a high-tech arsenal, he became the legendary Batman. Though he doesn't possess any innate superhuman abilities, Batman is considered by many one of the most dangerous and powerful men in the world. Due to his intense training and regimen, Bruce has accomplished feats that many people would consider to be superhuman. He can bench press at least 1,000 pounds, and can move over 1 ton with his legs. He's an accomplished gymnast and acrobat, and is actually incredibly fast, both on his feet and in combat. He's actually fast enough to dodge point-blank gunfire before, and has caught one of Oliver Queen's arrows in mid-air. Batman is said to have been trained in 127 different forms of martial arts, and his primary style of combat is a mixture of judo, ninjutsu, taekwondo, jujutsu, boxing, karate, and dragon-style kung fu. However, he's known to change up his fighting style in order to remain unpredictable. He also knows every pressure point in the human body, which can lead to numbness, dizziness, unconsciousness, and even temporary paralysis. Bruce is a master of stealth, having been able to vanish in plain sight before, and groups of superheroes have been unable to locate him. His accuracy is said to be on par with Green Arrow, and he's an excellent strategist and always keeps multiple steps ahead of his opponents. The Batsuit is designed to be terror-resistant, bulletproof, and immune to temperature extremes, although it has shown some vulnerability to sharp objects in the past, like knives. Finally, Batman is always packing tons of different gadgets, like magnets, sonic weapons, grapple guns, smoke bombs, tranquilizer darts, multiple different batarangs, miniature explosives, and incendiaries. Next up, Deathstroke. Genetically engineered to surpass all human limits, once a soldier, Slade Wilson now works as one of the most feared assassins in the DC universe. He has frequently clashed with the Teen Titans, Batman, the Justice League, Green Arrow, and even gods. As a result of an experiment conducted by the US government, Slade Wilson became a super soldier, with his muscular system hardening and making him way stronger than the average human. He's even strong enough to cut a car in half with his sword. Slade is fast and agile enough to take on entire superhuman teams alone, and he's tagged Kid Flash in combat before, which is insanely impressive. He also has a nice healing factor, and can recover from injuries much faster than the average human. However, while he can survive gunshots and being stabbed with a sword, his healing factor isn't great enough to allow him to regrow lost eyes or limbs, which I guess you could have kind of figured out from the eye patch. Slade is genetically engineered to think 9 times faster than the average human being, which gives him incredibly heightened senses, reflexes, and agility. He's able to identify small changes in the air to signify a sneak attack, can cut a fly in half with a paperclip, can fight an entire ninja clan all by himself, and easily dodge point-blank gunfire. Deathstroke is also an exceptional fighter and is an expert in unarmed combat as well as both melee and ranged weapons. He now goes into battle wearing the Icon suit, which is powered by his kinetic energy and is bulletproof and even capable of taking punches from Superman himself. He also carries a Prometheum broadsword that is more durable than titanium, a nearly indestructible bowstaff that can discharge a powerful energy blast, and various handguns, rifles, explosives, and bladed weapons. In short, Deathstroke is the DCU's premier mercenary and assassin. And then in the other corner, Wolverine and Deadpool. So let's meet the competitors. A long-lived mutant with the rage of a beast and the soul of a samurai, James Logan Howlett's past is filled with blood, war, and betrayal. Possessing an accelerated healing factor, enhanced senses, and bone claws in his hands that, along with his skeleton, are coated in adamantium, Wolverine is the ultimate weapon. Logan possesses superhuman strength, has been able to swing tree trunks around like baseball bats, held an elevator with just one hand, and has even punched into solid steel before. Wolverine is also incredibly agile and possesses enhanced reflexes and speed, being able to dodge point-blank bullets, machine gun fire, and is even attacked faster than the human eye can follow. He's got incredible senses, many times better than a human, and can even surpass most animals. He can see in complete darkness, hear miles away, taste pheromones in the air, fight blindfolded by just hearing, and is arguably the best tracker in the Marvel Universe. He's also incredibly durable, thanks in large part to his adamantium skeleton and his healing factor, and he's withstood punches from Hulk, Thor, Thing, and Wonder Man. And let's just talk about Logan's healing factor for a second here. This mutant ability allows him to heal from virtually any injury at an incredibly fast rate. And I do mean any injury. He's regrown missing limbs, organs, and has even regrown from just a skeleton before. But not only that, but his healing factor also prevents nerve strikes from working effectively, because his healing bypasses the effect virtually instantaneously. Wolverine possesses 3-foot-long claws on each hand that are coated in adamantium and can slice through anything, even harming Hulk, Thor, and Thanos the Mad Titan himself. Logan has been trained in a variety of different martial arts, mastering 28 different forms of Kung Fu alone, and he's one of the greatest fighters in the Marvel Universe. He's taken down Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, and Deadpool, and even helped to train Black Widow and Kitty Pryde. On top of that, Logan has been gifted with an incredible strategic and tactical mind that has even been compared to being better than a highly advanced supercomputer. Then, finally, Deadpool. Wade Wilson is a former test subject of the Weapon X program, where he received his regenerative healing factor through the scientific experiments conducted upon him. Deadpool's powers and personality traits combine to make a wild, mentally unstable, and completely unpredictable mercenary. He's been a member of the X-Force and the Thunderbolts, and even a self-professed member of the X-Men and Avengers. Wade was altered by Weapon X to have superhuman strength. Oh, not quite on par with someone like Captain America. Deadpool is able to lift over 1,000 pounds. His speed, reflexes, and agility are also enhanced, and Deadpool is able to dodge point-blank gunfire, disarm opponents before they even know what's happening, and even deflect bullets with his katanas. But where Deadpool really shines is his durability and his healing factor. Wade has one of the greatest healing factors in the Marvel Universe, up there with Wolverine and Hulk, and he can regenerate body tissue at extremely fast rates. Deadpool's healing factor is actually derived from Wolverine's, but unlike Logan's, Wade's is somewhat dependent upon his willpower. He's survived being impaled, decapitated, blown apart, riddled with bullets, all with no lasting damage, and he's even regrown from just a hand before. Because of his healing factor, Deadpool is also immune to poison, sedatives, and doesn't produce as many fatigue toxins, meaning that he can fight for much longer than the average human. Wade is a skilled fighter and martial artist, being able to battle against Wolverine, Iron Fist, Black Panther, and Captain America, and has even defeated Taskmaster before. He's also a very unpredictable fighter, which throws off even the most skilled and experienced combatants. He carries around a massive arsenal, complete with multiple different firearms, explosives, and bladed weapons, with his favorite being his katanas. Finally, Deadpool also has the ability to break the fourth wall, and he knows that he's a comic book character. But that ability really isn't super important in a fight. So there's the fight. Who comes out on top? Who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, this right here is an incredibly close fight, and either team could come out on top. I know Wolverine and Deadpool have a massive advantage in terms of their incredible healing factors, but that by no means gives them an easy victory. I mean, Deathstroke has no qualms with killing, and he'll really be pushing both of these guys' healing factors to the limit. And Batman is easily the most skilled fighter here. And if he picks up on the fact that Wolverine and Deadpool have healing factors, well, then the kid gloves come off. And a Batman who isn't holding back is a very, very scary thing. He might be the most dangerous guy here, considering that he's able to fight against all of them while he's holding back and they aren't. So yeah, real close fight. Let's start this off by taking a look at physicality and who is the strongest one here. Now, with strength, well, they're actually all really ridiculously similar. If I have to, though, I'd say Wolverine is the strongest one here. I think holding an elevator with just one hand, swinging trees like baseball bats, and stopping a speeding truck dead in its tracks just by standing still kinda seems like the high watermark that no one else is able to pass. Next, Deathstroke. Shattered missile-proof glass, overpowered Hawkman, and knocked out a weakened Mr. Majestic. Batman and Deadpool are almost too close to call, with Deadpool pulling helicopters in the air and Batman kicking motorcycles in half or shattering handguns with just his sheer grip strength. However, durability obviously goes to Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean, they have some of the best healing factors in all of comics. They'll be able to survive just about anything that Deathstroke and Batman can throw at them. Just might take them a little while to heal if they get the worst of it. Still, Wolverine and Deadpool are leagues ahead of Batman and Deathstroke in this area. However, I actually want to take a look at Batman and Deathstroke's durability. as Slade does have a slight healing factor of his own. He's patched up bullet wounds just a few minutes, healed from what was supposed to be a death blow, and it only took him an hour to heal after having a submarine thrown down on top of him. And then his armor is incredibly tough as well. I mean, for starters, completely bulletproof. And on top of that, it's taken blows from Lobo, Wonder Woman, and even Superman, so some massively powerful beings. And then while Batman is the only pure human here, and doesn't possess a healing factor, he is remarkably durable. He's taken attacks from a mind-controlled Wonder Woman, attacks from a mind-controlled Superman, and a beating from Professor Zoom, who Wonder Man said hits just as hard as Superman. His armor is completely bulletproof, to the point where he can just walk through machine gun fire, shotgun blast, and sniper bullets. And if Batman is injured, well, he's able to just keep on fighting through almost anything. Like, Batman is still able to keep on fighting after being stabbed in the neck, stabbed through both lungs, and had his eye stabbed out and his face set on fire. So even though he doesn't have a healing factor, Bruce is extremely durable and is able to take a ton of punishment. So about speed, well, once again, all four of these fighters are incredibly close. So close, in fact, that I really don't see the point in ranking them, because no one is so much faster than the others that I'll give them a definitive advantage in the fight. Although, if I have to, Wolverine, Deathstroke, Batman, Deadpool. However, with physicality out of the way, what about fighting skill and gear and abilities and all that? Well, I think more than possibly any other fight, this battle really hinges on whoever these combatants try and fight against, how they'll pair off. So what would happen if Deathstroke fought against Deadpool, and Wolverine fought against Batman? Now, Deathstroke versus Deadpool is a hotly debated topic, and you can kinda see why. I mean, besides the fact that Deadpool was literally created as a knockoff of Deathstroke, they're two of the world's greatest marksmen and assassins, and either one of these guys could come out on top. Now, Deadpool's greatest asset in this fight is his healing factor, and Wade knows this. That means he's going to be able to push himself harder, put himself in more dangerous positions to get a counterattack, just take a ton of punishment, and remain in the fight. Hell, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Deadpool just hugs Deathstroke, pulls the pin off a grenade, and takes them both out, knowing that he'll just heal. And that gets to the second thing in Deadpool's favor: his unpredictable and eccentric behavior. Wade is easily able to get into an opponent's head, and he's actually been able to defeat more skilled fighters just because they had absolutely no idea what he was going to do next. Sometimes Deadpool doesn't even know what he's going to do next. However, if I had to put money on it, I'd say that Deathstroke would beat Deadpool the majority of the time. Physically, they're pound for pound basically the same, if not Slade having the slight advantage. And in terms of fighting skill, well, Deathstroke is way better. He's taking down bigger threats and matched the best of the best in the DC universe. And he's done it all without overly relying on a healing factor to get him through these battles. Deathstroke also has a nice edge in both weapons and gear, and he can fight in both a ranged and close combat situation. You'd think Deadpool could as well, but remember, Deathstroke's armor is completely bulletproof, negating Wade's guns. And while Deadpool does have grenades and explosives, Deathstroke has walked away from massive explosions before. On the other hand, Deathstroke is going to be able to decimate Deadpool with his guns and explosives. Yes, obviously, Wade can heal and keep on fighting, but damage is damage. And Deathstroke is also more than willing to use weapons to their maximum potential, putting Deadpool into a world of hurt. And then in close combat, well, Slade has proven to be the better fighter and swordsman than Deadpool. And since Wade doesn't have an adamantium skeleton like Wolverine, well, Deathstroke's Promethean sword is gonna slide through him like a knife through hot butter. Deathstroke also has no qualms with decapitating people, cutting their heads in half, crushing their heads under his foot, or just simply cutting them straight down the middle. And while this won't necessarily put Deadpool down for good, it'll definitely take him out of the fight, as he's gotta go back and heal. Deathstroke wins this fight more times than not. But what about Batman vs. Wolverine? Well, this is a fight that fans have talked about for years. And I believe that the majority of people would say that Logan would come out on top. At least that's the way I see it. However, whether Bruce knows it or not, he's not in this fight to win it, just to survive it. Just keep on fighting long enough for Deathstroke to finish off Deadpool and join back in for a 2-on-1 against Wolverine. And Batman has definitely shown that he can survive for a long time in a fight against Wolverine. For starters, he's one of the absolute best fighters in the DC universe, having either beaten or fought on even a footing with Nightwing, Lady Shiva, Deathstroke, Bane, Ra's al Ghul, David Kane, Black Canary, Owlman, and Karate Kid. And Batman has regularly fought against people with swords and knives. So, in theory, Wolverine's claws shouldn't catch him off guard all that much. Though Logan's claws obviously are a whole lot more dangerous and deadly than any old knife or sword. And Bruce also has a ton of gear that, while it might not put Wolverine down, it can definitely hold him at bay. He's got hardening foam, flashbangs, smoke grenades, or his nets and grappling hooks. And then once Batman realizes that his opponents have healing factors, which he'll realize sooner rather than later, well, like we said, the kid gloves come off, and Bruce can really let loose. All this, plus just Batman's skill and reputation, definitely leads me to believe that he can hold his own against Wolverine for at least long enough for Deathstroke to re-enter the picture. And in a 2-on-1 fight against Batman and Deathstroke, well, as much as I love Wolverine, and I do love Wolverine, I'd have to put my money down behind the team. I mean, it is Batman and Deathstroke that we're talking about here. But what if we switch the teams up? With Wolverine battling Deathstroke and Batman going up against Deadpool. Well, funny enough, the same thing happens. Just in reverse. Wolverine versus Deathstroke. Well, that is a ridiculously close matchup. No doubt about that. Physically, these two are very similar. And they're actually both really similar in fighting skill as well. Like, Slade has been able to beat Batman, Bronze Tiger, or Green Arrow and Black Canary at the same time, while Wolverine has beat Iron Fist, Captain America, and Shang-Chi. But because of his adamantium skeleton and healing factor, it'll be nigh impossible for Deathstroke to quickly put Wolverine down. Or at least for Deathstroke to put Wolverine down before Logan puts him down. Explosions? Logan has walked off explosions that dropped Rogue with the powers of Captain Marvel. Bullets? Ha! Wolverine has soaked up dozens of adamantium-laced bullets. Blunt force trauma? One word. Hulk. And then Deathstroke's Prometheum sword? Well, look at Silver Samurai, who's got a tachyon field-enhanced katana that can't drop him. Look at the fact that Logan has consistently walked off being stabbed multiple times, even through organs or the heart, and kept on fighting to actually win the fight. And then with his adamantium skeleton, well, Deathstroke isn't going to be able to decapitate or cut Wolverine in half like he can with Deadpool. And on the other hand, Wolverine will be able to put Deathstroke down with just one or two well-placed stabs. And then with Batman vs. Deadpool, well, that's actually a really interesting fight. Because Bruce should school Wade when it comes to fighting skill. His armor is completely bulletproof, and he can effectively counter Deadpool's swords with his gauntlets. But realistically, how is it going to make Deadpool stay down for more than 2 or 3 seconds at a time? Batman's morals can really get in the way here. And once he realizes that he can't kill Deadpool, unless he can take the kid gloves off, it might be too late. Wolverine could have beaten Deathstroke, thus becoming a 2-on-1 fight with Wolverine and Deadpool against Batman. And Wolverine and Deadpool easily take that one. So like I said, same thing, just in reverse. But that kind of puts us at a crossroads here. Just a little bit of a dilemma. Because if both teams can win, who do we officially say comes out on top? Like I said at the beginning, incredibly tough fight. But, end of the day, I'd say Wolverine and Deadpool, with Wolverine being the MVP here. He's one tough son of a gun. Batman and Deathstroke are fighting behind from the beginning. And while they will be able to claim some victories, there's no real way around it. It will be incredibly difficult for them to overcome Logan and Wade's healing factors. Probably Logan more than Wade, but you get my point. And while Deadpool is kinda at a disadvantage using conventional weapons that Deathstroke and Batman are used to and durable to, Wolverine can quickly end any fight with a stab from his adamantium claws. Even in a 2-on-1 fight against both Deathstroke and Batman, Wolverine still has the potential to come out on top. You can't really say the same about anyone else here. Wolverine is carrying his team to victory. Wolverine and Deadpool are the more powerful team here, and also actually somewhat know how to work as a team. And if I had to put my money behind someone and pick a winner, which I kind of do, I'd say it's Wolverine and Deadpool. The winner? Wolverine, Deadpool. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Who do you think will come out on top, and who would you like to see these two teams go up against next? Because I'm a big fan of a team of Batman and Deathstroke. I think they have a lot of potential to take down a lot of people. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that one. Also, be sure to subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will see y'all next time.